Okay, so I'm recording, please. I need to take your permission for that. If you are comfortable, stay on. If you're not, you can just exit. But I think we need to have this video so that it will help for those of us that are not in the class today and for people that may want to go back and revise it. Thank you very much, Balani, for that observation. So, as I was saying, they registered the company and named it Chike and Ade, which have named it Chad Apparel, bringing CH from Chike and AD from Ade. And they optimize social media. They are using Instagram, display the pictures, their products. They always price tag. They use the same thing with Facebook, and they are using Twitter. And that helped them to reach out to quite big number of people, not just only in their locality, but also across Canada and beyond, even extending to United States and other some European countries. Now, they did something again. They introduced a loyalty program by offering 5% for each referrer. If you refer somebody, they give you 5% from the profit. They also give a discount to returning customers that brought up to 5 apparel. They were giving a very good discount. So this gave them exponential growth, even beyond what they were thinking and beyond their expectation. Now, this now leads to another problem for them. Okay, can Francis want to say something quickly?
So thank you for the class. I want to ask, because I've looked at the tray, will I put it as a BROD, they embarked on, and I didn't see something like the source of whether they approach the bank for loan or they join commerce, or how do they source their fund, because that fund matters a lot. How did they source their fund?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, with this current state where they leverage on their $20,000 they have on ground. So making use of social media, even if they need to pay, wouldn't cost them per se. And remember, they have equipment, 4 sewing machine, 2 designer machine, 2 helming machine. So they have equipment and they have the market. So they were able to use what they have currently on ground to actually, execute the first phase of this project. So the next phase, they now get grants from government, which help them. Where the new tax, we talk about them having a budget of $500,000. And this, they also had from the money they have at hand, plus loan they source from the grant they get from government. Thank you, Ken Francis, for the question. So the next problem they have now is they have a lot of people that are placing order from different parts of the North America, precisely US and Canada. And you know that Canada itself is even very big, from coast to coast, so massive. So this now become a problem. They don't always have that time. They delay in response to some of their customers on their social media because that doesn't have a real-time interaction. Somebody has to go into their DM to DM them or send message if they are not online to respond to that person. Again, because of the number of requests, they couldn't just meet up with their customers' needs. So now they want to grow. They want a kind of, because one of the suggestions we had before was they should have a website, they should go digital. So this time around, they don't need somebody to be there, but they want a kind of solution that a customer can interact with and they can get response immediately. So going by e-commerce, customers can see what they want. They can select their choice. They can also select the size they want, and they can make payments without interacting with anybody, except if they have an issue. But without that, they can just easily do that, make payments online, select the type of delivery, either they want it shipped to them under 1 day, 2 days, or they want to pick it up. They have that option to do that, and they will get their products. So this is what they now want us to help them with. And that is the next task we are going to be having. so that their offline business now will be completely transformed into online e-commerce websites. They'll be able to reach customers, able to search for various kind of apparel, and they can order and make payments. And they want this to increase, the customer retention and satisfaction by 75% by end of December 2031. So the task which I want us to go on, the first one, this first four is not, the first three, it's a kind of just check our knowledge, but the major one, which I would like us to work with from today till next week, is the developing a BRD, business requirement document. So first one, identify first stakeholders to elicit elicit requirements from, and list 3 techniques you will use in eliciting your requirements. Write 10 questions that you are going to ask your stakeholders. That is very important. You must know how to ask the right questions as a VA. You must know how to ask the right questions because you want to know their pain points so that you can offer solutions. Then the last one, we have a business requirement document. This business requirement document, again and again, I will say it, there is no particular format that it is like this is the only format, this is the acceptable. No, I have worked on different projects and we have used different formats. If you work from project to project, company to company, business to business, it's totally different. So that is why I kind of give us something I want us to focus on so that we don't bring in too many things. I've worked on a BRD that we even have a kind of system requirements document inside that same BRD, because we put a lot of use case diagram and all of that. That should be on system requirement document, but that is what that team wants. Again, you might be working in a project or on a team that you will never write BRD. All you're just going to do is use user story or even use case. So this is not a rule of thumb that the BRD must follow this, but I'm just giving this as an example. And I will quickly show us one example of BRD I have here. Okay, something related to this. So I will drop this template. I will drop it for us and we can pick it up from there. So this is like the cover page. You put the name. Remember again and again, it is not like this is how it must look like. You can be creative with it and you may be higher where they want you to do 1 or 2 things and stuff like that. So come up with a document revision. That is, each time anybody had or you amend this document, we would like you to put the date, you put the version, maybe 0.1, 0.2, and whatever you do. If it's the initial draft, that is the first one, then when you make any updates, if it is the functional requirements, we want you to note it there as well. Sorry, let me close my videos like this. Okay, so if it is functional requirements, we want it to be noted. If it is the business process overview or process mapping, whatever you do there, we want you to put it there so that everybody in the team will know that you are doing something and understand what you have done, whenever you revise it. Approvers, these are basically people that are part of this project, and starting from the project sponsor, business owner, depending on your team, and those that can give the sign off. Especially the project owner must, our signature is very important, while other people in the team, because this is telling us that we all agree to what we have here. And from there, you can go forward so that if anybody asks a question, you can easily say we all sign up to this. Then you can have table of contents just to help us, guide us where and how to find whatever we're looking for. It's just a quick access. So you can have under introduction, which some people call it executive summary. So you give a kind of brief objectives, a brief background into what we want, what led to what, Business drivers, some people call it needs assessment or needs statement. So we want to know what's actually driving this. Is it a kind of problem or is it an opportunity? We want to drop this there. Then the project scope. What are we looking for? What do we want to achieve? So you have project scope and look at the in scope. Those are the things that must be part of the functionality. And the out of scope, we also want to have it. In this example that I show, I have a different thing. However, you can come up with something different. It could even make more sense than what we have here. So the out of scope, you also want to not write it out. Users roles, who are the people that will be using this system? You know, we have the customer, we have the admin, probably, maybe we have the warehouse, but I think for this one, it can just be users, customers and admin that will be using it specifically. Then the system perspective, this is not always like it must be there or must not be there. Assumptions, what are the things that you think, you know, will work, will always be there. Constraints, this thing is also not like it's going to be there, but maybe, probably constraints that can lead to certain things that will not help us to deter us from achieving our goal. The risk as well, maybe a risk of not doing something or risk of doing something. It hasn't happened, but we need to note it, especially when you are even eliciting requirements from your stakeholders. There are some things that you may advise them and they may not want to take it, but you put it at a risk because you have the understanding. So just note it. Issues, these are the things that when it happened, it becomes an issue. You know, risk hasn't happened, but issues is something that when it happens, then it becomes a problem. Now, business process overview. In some BRD, you might not find this, but some places you find it. Some places you won't find it. They will ask you to develop a separate document for it. And if you are asked to develop a separate document, yeah, this is what you see. Something like this is what you are going to do. You are going to highlight the process. Now, remember, you may have current process and the future process, that is the as is and the to be. And some projects, you may not have the future project process because it may just be what they want to do now. So it might be one or it might be two, and it could be more than that, depending on the process. So we're going to be touching on this today. That's a process mapping. In the class, we'll be touching on it. So for the BRD, I would like to have your process listed and also the diagram. This is an example. What I'm showing you is just an example. Then the to be, that is the future state, what you want the next process to look like. You also highlight them, list them with bullet points. Then you put the diagram. Then you now go to the requirements. When you come to the requirements, for this example, because they want to put how to rate it, to prioritize it. So they can kind of have a box up here and try to put description. So if you see where they put 1, it means it's critical. And that means that requirement is critical to the success of the project. 2, it is next, you know, and again, some people like to use Moscow. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So some use Moscow, like I said in the last class, must have, should have, could have, and would have. Some people call that one would not have. But would have is because you might not need it now, but maybe later, or you call them also nice to have. It doesn't mean that the system won't perform very well without it, but it's a kind of make it fancy and make it more beautiful. So you want to put them here, it all depends. You can change the way it is here, or you leave it the way, but let's have our functional requirements. If you like, you can make it in tabular form. If you like, you can make it not in tabular form. It's good, but let's know the priority, describe them, and you know, a bit of description, not too much talk. Then the non-functional requirements, yeah, you can also have that one, you know, talking about the the usability, the scalability, security, and all of that. How you want the system to respond. Is it within 5 seconds? You want the website to be up and running? So this might not really be much, but, and again, it could be kind of general overview for the how you want the system to be reacting. Then appendices, if you use anyone, yeah, you can put it there. If you have glossaries of terms, you put acronyms, sorry, put the full meaning, glossary of terms, you put it there. And if you have a kind of a related document, you can put it there. But I always advise that when you put in the related documents, it's good to place them as link. Don't just copy www or whatever, you know, you put it and you put it as link. If it's, I'm not using Microsoft Word, so no, this is Microsoft Word. Yeah, okay. Like now, if it is, you can just right click on it. When you copy the link, you come here, and when you click on insert link, whatever. Let me use one as an example now. This is okay. I have the YouTube I was playing, so you can just place the link inside here. What's happening? Technology. Okay, place the link here, and whatever the name you want it to display. So you can just say music. So if I click OK, it's going to show music. It's not going to show me the YouTube link. However, this is the link I placed there. This is the link, and it's the same thing. So if somebody press on Control, and you click this music, it's going to open up that YouTube page for us. So I'm just using that as an example. So BRD, you can follow any pattern, but for the sake of this exam assignment, I just want us to, look at those areas that mentioned. Even some BRD would also use put either financial analysis, cost and benefits. You can add it to it, but for the sake of this, we're not really putting it. For the financial analysis and cost and benefit again, you might need to do kind of a market feasibility studies, or you just base your budgeting based on the resources you need, the human resources, the capital resources, the project manager, who are the team member, how much do you pay them per hour, how many months are we going to run this project, multiply it. It's a simple arithmetic. Multiply it, that will give you the figure for each of those resources. If you're buying any software, are you signing up for any license? You put all of those things there. And that will give you kind of the costing. That is for financial analysis under business requirements documents. Now, we use different tools to develop these. You can use Microsoft Word. Some places use Microsoft Excel. And one common one again, you can use the Microsoft 365 now also make us to collaborate. But I discover some of the normal functionalities on the desktop Microsoft Word doesn't exist on the cloud base. Some people use Google Doc, because all of these allow us to collaborate. Every one of us that have access to the documents, you're able to go in there and update. You don't need to be sharing the file here and there. You just save it to the cloud and give access to your team member, and everybody can go in and do it. One popular document is a tool. It's what we call Confluence. Confluence will just show us quickly how you use Confluence. If you can use Microsoft Word, I can tell you that you can use Confluence. Though there are some areas you may need to do some kind of linking between Confluence and Jira. They are both from the same company, Atlassian. Yeah, Confluence, just like the Confluence State, Lokoja. Confluence, that's just the spelling. Sorry, this one I've already signed into this. So let me see if I can open the one that is new so that you can see how to go about it. And again, I will advise us to try and practice on our own so that we can know, learn how to do this. Confluence. So if you type Confluence in your Google, it will come up with different. Don't pick the one with add, just go to the one that is like this. So this software is owned by Atlassian, the same company that owns Jira, Trello, so many other software now they all have. So they'll have subscription and you can get it free. So let's start from get it free. So we selected the Confluence. Again, you may want to add Jira, and Jira have two different ways of two different Jira products. The one for project and issue tracking, that is the one we use for project management. And this one is for ITSM. So this one is for service management. So mostly people use these. So if you want to add this to what you have, you click on it. And if you don't want to leave it and just go with a Confluence, you can see document collaboration. So we use it for documentation and it helps us to collaborate as a team. One good thing with Atlassian products is they allow you that free trial without you putting your credit card, so that when you forget, there is no problem for using it. And up to 10 people can use it. But if it's a kind of a live project, you will subscribe, and depending on the number of people, and we also have a kind of a unlimited time, maybe 1 month or annual subscription, which give you 1 year access. But this free, I think will expire 30 days or 14 days or so. So if you have a Google email, you can continue with Google. If not, you can sign up with whatever email you have. Google is always friendly because you have it and you don't need to be signing in again and again. Signing up again and again, you just click on it, and I put my name and create it. It may take a bit time. So we ask you to create your site name. So let's create, let's call it AME Proj_1. Your name must be 3 or more lowercase. Okay, let's make it okay. AME. Hyphen. It has to accept that name before we can go ahead. Okay, let's approve it. Okay, let's say it's 01. Okay, now that it's green, we can go ahead. If you want them to be disturbing you with email, you can check this. It's not, agree. So no credit card required, no credit card required. So it will be working on it, bringing it on. Like I used to say, most of the tools you use as a BA, they're kind of like a drag and drop, pick and use. If you can use the regular computer programs, you shouldn't have problem using other software that we use as a BA. So you can actually link this thing to your Jira, and all this one is just kind of introduction, because it's going to help you, give you some kind of you can skip it just for learning purpose. So it will be giving you kind of a different templates. It also has templates, so you can bring people on board to work with you. you can bring people on board to work with you. You know, the issue with Confluence is this one that is free will only allow you 10 people. But if you use Google Drive, yeah, every one of us, we have Google accounts, and Google give like 15 gig, right? Free memory. So you can put whatever document you are working on Google, and everybody can go in there and update it. So let my team invite other people in case if I bring them in and I want them to bring other people, sure, that one, then you finish. I didn't invite anybody here. So different thing we can use it for. Like it will first give you kind of overview and introduction, how you can use it, how you can bring people and do some stuff with it. But you can create, you can go to templates, it will give you different templates. And if it is a kind of, if it is in an organization whereby you have how you keep and store your documents or your projects, yes, you can search and it will come up with something. So with that, you can just use that to relate to whatever project you are working on, especially if they worked on that project. I remember one of our alumni that is working, the company works, they have branch in US and Canada, and they wanted to do what they've done in US and Canada, and he's the BA in charge. Actually, they double his assignment as project manager. So I told him, reach out to your US team, let them give you access to their documentation, and that will help you. And that was what they did. That gave him, you know, a lot of insight and makes life easy for him. Okay, if you want to create, you click on create. When you click on create, this page will pop up. This page that you have here, it's just like you want to use your Microsoft Word. The only difference is that it doesn't have too much text, font type. So you have your normal text, and in case of sizes, you want to bold it, you want to italize it. If you click on this place, you have different other formatting that you can bring in. Again, you want to align it. This one, color your text. Then you want to put bullets. You want to number it. You want to shift it to right, indent or left. Action items, link. You want to bring image. You want to mention somebody or something. You have emojis. You have, sorry, what's wrong with my keyboard? Is the battery tired? Oh, sorry. Okay, table and layout, you can also have some other things that will be added. But for what you want to do, like you want to create a BRD, the difference there is that you won't see the boundary of your page like you have in Microsoft Word. But this thing is like Microsoft Word. So the header, maybe you want to say child apparel business. Oh, sorry. Business requirements documents. The next thing you want to start, you can enter, you know, bring it down. So call it we'll start project name. So, site projects on say GK and a day. So I'm just putting this. It's 04 2023. You can actually highlight this and bring it to left, bring it to the center, or align it to, oh, sorry, right, left, right, center, left. So again, you want to insert table. So when you click on table, by default, it will give you these 3. So if you want to add more to the table, when you click here, you can do, but if you click just this arrow, each column, let me say each cell, they do have that option. And you can add color if you want. And if you want to have color to everything there, put it that way, click like this, and let's change it to green. All of it, click like this. You want to add more, it's 4 now. If you want to put insert below, we have more. If you want to remove it, we delete it. You can see. So depending on how you want to put it. So if you talk about documents revision, you can place it down. And how do we have it here? So let me be doing some copy and paste. So again, you can have this thing on Word and transfer it there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I don't want this column. This column. Date, version, and document changes. So we want to put dates, version. So you can put the date, put the version, and put the document changes. Then you go on. So you can just continue typing whatever you want to bring in from your documents that you have already. So you can always bring it there. And the best way to learn this is doing it. But number 1 is, first of all, know what you want to put there. Understand the requirements you are bringing out. And arrange them such a way that when you come on the system, you can do it. This thing, we can link them to our JIRA. By the time we complete our requirements, we can link them to JIRA. Even when you click on that particular user story, because on JIRA, that is where you put your user stories and acceptance criteria. Remember when I was talking last week, I said that we have that is the kind of a business requirement, or let me say the requirements documentation for agile environments. So user stories and acceptance criteria is kind of our requirement document in an agile environment, and we use JIRA or Azure DevOps, Microsoft Azure DevOps. I know some people use Trello, some people use there is it ServiceNow Agile, something like that? I've forgotten the name. So we can use any of those to manage our projects. Okay, somebody is raising up his hand. Prince, you can unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to know if this BRD is as the same thing with requirement management plan.
Okay, it is not the same thing, because the management plan, it is the plan you set up, how you want to manage your requirements from beginning to the end. It's a kind of following the process. Some people call it a roadmap, requirements roadmap. So from how you are going to elicit the requirements, how you're going to document it, verify the requirements. Again, you will trace the requirements. That's till testing, where you are validating the requirements. So some people have a kind of a roadmap for that, which we call, there is a template I use there when, that template is a kind of like my KPI, just to follow it. I use Excel for that because I have a deadline for each of that stages. in my requirements. How you prioritize your requirements. We talked about requirement prioritization last week. There are some bases you have to look into when you want to prioritize your requirements. First of all, look at it based on the penalty, urgency, the cost, the need, also legislation, the value is going to add. Then you can also approach it with using Moscow. We have Kano analysis. We have $100, $100 techniques, different techniques, but the most popular one is Moscow. But those bases must first of all be our guidelines, how we want to go about it. Wumsi, you can unmute yourself and talk, please.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to follow up on the Confluence, but I think I missed the step. How did you get to this layout?
This layout, I inserted the table. So if you come to this upper part where you have different tools to pick from, so you will see table. However, you can use shortcuts, Shift, Alt, and T. So if I want to use Shift, if your computer have Alt, then you press T.
Okay, thank you.
This is not giving me that. Okay, I think this one will be building it one by one. But if you just click on this, it will automatically give you the table. And with this arrow, you can increase your column to the right. You know, maybe you want like 5 columns. You can have it. You want more rows. You want to have a chart. You can draw your chart based on your based on what you have in the table, you know, just like Excel. Who is raising up his hand? NG. Go ahead, please, NG.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please, I just wanted to verify if the requirement management plan that the someone asked about is the same thing we call requirement traceability matrix.
It is not 100% the same, but because inside your requirement management plan, you have your traceability inside of it. It looks somehow closer, but because inside traceability, that process of verifying will not be listed there. Just that you are mapping every requirement to the feature on the solution for traceability. You know, you want to talk about the use case, likewise, even the test case. When you work with a very sound tester in your team, they will appreciate if you can provide them with a requirement traceability matrix. So they really don't want to know how you verify your requirements with your stakeholders. Yeah, it only refers to the source of your requirement. Thank you. Okay, so I don't want to disturb us too much on this. Understand how you are going to write your requirements and how to use this thing. When you play around this, if you are using Microsoft Word, you should be able, just play around it. It's free. Know what you want to do and, you know, just touch everything clickable. Click them to see how this thing will look like. You understand? Can check different things and you work with them. But it will make sense by the time we have it populated, we have the complete document, then we can now transfer it there. Yeah, either you do it on Microsoft Word or anywhere that you are very comfortable with. Yeah, you can now transfer it here. The beauty of this is that you can bring your team. You can add people to this page where every one of them will also have a hand in what you are doing. Okay, let me quickly allow iPhone. iPhone, you have the floor, quick one. iPhone, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I was going to you you mentioned use case. And when you were
Yes.
talking about something just now, I want to confirm, is it the same thing with user stories?
No, they are different. They are different. I talked about that last week. Use case, I think I have an example up here. Use case is like painting the scenario of that. I want to show an example of use case. And yeah, it's even good that I would touch on that. Sorry. User story on the other hand, it's talking from the perspective of the user, how the user wants to relate with the solution, how they want that solution or the system, what they expect of the system. While use case, it's telling us the interaction between the user as well with the system, but it comes like a kind of a model, or we have the use case diagram. So like creating a scenario for each of these, each of the requirements. Let me share my screen. This is when we talk about use case. So this one now talking about a login users. You have a summary. In order to get personalized or restricted information, place orders or do other specialized transactions, a user must log in so that the system can determine its access level. Now we have basic flow, we have alternative flow. So this is use case. The basic flow says that the use case starts when the user indicates that he wants to log in. The system requests the user pass name and user's name and password. The user enters user's name and password. The system verifies the user and username and password against all registered users. The system starts a login session and display a welcome message based on the user's preference. Now, alternative flow. If username is invalid, the use case goes back to step 2. What is step 2? A request for username and password. The second alternative flow is if that is based on step 4, because it needs to verify the login details, the username and password. If the password is invalid, the system requests the user to re-enter the password. When the user enters another password, the use case continues with step 4 using the original username and new password. That is, if it's correct. Then if you have extension points, you put it there. If not, what are the preconditions? Some have a trigger. So the precondition is that for any user to get into this, they must be a registered one. Post condition, the user can now obtain data and perform function according to its registered access level. Business rules, which is very important. Some data and functions are restricted to certain types of users or users with a particular access level. So some businesses, they have their rules which they want you to follow. This is kind of use case. And we have use case diagram that looks like that, a skeleton relating with the box, which happen to be the system. So we call them the actor, and everything will be demonstrating on that use case diagram is to bring this flow. That's what we'll be demonstrating. Different one for register user. But user story, we write it with the user's perspective in mind. That is why it starts with, as a user, I want to do so that I can do this. So it's as a user, I want to be able to log into the system so that I can carry out my function. As an admin, I want to be able to log into the system so that I can update product information. You want to know why do you want to do it? That is user story. It's a kind of like a format. As a dash, I want dash so that I can do this. But there must be acceptance criteria that must accompany user story for it to make sense. And that acceptance criteria want to look like something similar to this basic flow, but it is not the same way. We have a different ways of writing acceptance criteria. We can either write it either using the list or we use the given when then format. So given that the user is registered, when he click on login, the system should open the login page. When when the user put in the correct login details and click on submit button, the system should open to the welcome page. Depends on how you want the solution to look like. So I'm just giving us an example. However, some people don't use that given when then. They will just list it. The user is the registered user. The user have the correct username and password. The user, the system will have a login page with this and this. It's different one like that. And I hope to take us when we are going to move into Scrum in this. And I don't know how to do it, but God will help me. I want to move. We will take part of Scrum and jump to Jira, and we now use the user story and acceptance criteria during Jira. But you will be the one to write it based on different group we have. So that is the difference between user stories and acceptance criteria. Can you please give us this document or use case as well? No worries, we look at it. No problem. I will share it with us I will put it on our Google Drive, which everybody should have access to it. If you register, I always send it part of the email I used to send out every time. So that is that on business requirement documents. Like I said, you can use your Microsoft Word. Some people use Excel. Some people use Google Doc or whatever. You can use any of it. Oh, Nenye, sorry if I didn't pronounce it very well. You have the floor.
Thank you. I wanted to ask about uploading a Microsoft Word document to Confluence. So like you did mention that we can actually create this document on Word if we're more comfortable with Word, and then we can bring it on Confluence. So I just wanted to know if it's possible to upload it. And if yes, could we just upload the template you give us and just work on it collaboratively? Thank you.
Okay, I am not sure you can upload, but you can do this. Let me show. You can copy and paste. I'm very sure of that one. I know you can upload to Jira, but it's coming as a document. You can upload Excel to Jira as well. But for Microsoft Word on Confluence, I'm telling you, I'm not sure, but you can copy and paste. I don't know if anybody have idea of uploading Word to Jira. I'm not sure, but I know you can copy and paste. Let me do one copy and paste for us now. Let me, for example, now copy, Control C and Control V. You see it? So you can copy it from however you want to do, and you can adjust it if you want to, depending. These are kind of requirements. Okay, that's what's there. So you can copy and paste, and you can do anything as much as you want to edit it. Like now you want to give this one kind of do whatever you want to do. It's make it white. Yeah. So, oh, sorry. I wasn't sharing my screen. Pardon me again. Let me do it again. So what I did, I have this document here. Is on Microsoft Word. So I highlight it. Either you do this or you use Control C, and you will come to your Confluence and do Control V. So you can now adjust it to how you want it to look like, make changes to suit your needs, you know. Just as much as you like it, just do whatever you want to do with it. This, you can type, you can change whatever you have inside of this. So that's the beauty of it. But I'm not sure you can upload it. Yeah, somebody dropped for us. Yeah, how you can sign up for free or Confluence. Yeah, you sign up online. Like I said, type Confluence and you will get on your Google search and you'll get there. Okay. Okay, next thing I want to touch quickly today, it's a process mapping. Okay, iPhone, I thought you've spoken, right? Lara, you can unmute and talk, please.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening everywhere. Yes, you can upload on Confluence. So if you can share your Confluence screen again,
Okay.
I can show now. There is an alignment button. You're not sharing your screen.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
I hope I've not even shut it. I've not closed it. Okay, yeah, so I'm coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so on the top tiles, right? You know where you have the bold, yes. After the alignment button, there's a link button. No, go to your
link.
Exactly. Click on link. Click on, and you should be able to upload a document. I'm not on the free version, but if you click on link on a normal Confluence, whatever, you should say upload.
Upload. Okay.
Yeah. But go to the drop down where it has the plus sign. Yes. So it's I think it's on the paid version. So on the paid version, if you click on the link button, you will see upload, and it will allow you browse your local computer's files.
Okay, so this one is just give us a paste link, text to display. That is when you are bringing this thing.
Yeah.
And this document you're working on. Okay, yeah, that's another thing you need to know. Even Jira, any of this software, you won't get all their functionality on free version. You will not get it. They will definitely hide some things because it is free. So, but when you have the understanding of how this thing works, by the time you get job, if you are going to work on them, I'm telling you, it will be very easy for you to navigate, understand how to navigate, play around with everything here. It doesn't hurt. Play around with it. Don't just go and play on the main work. Get something to practice. Then when you get on the main job, yeah, you can now be using all those things to do one or two things you have to do. Why we're teaching most of these things is for general knowledge. I'm telling you, you may get there and not using it, but it's good for you to know how to. And you may get there and that may be your major tool to use. So it's good to know them and practice the same, make perfect. Okay, let me quickly just run through. Process mapping is not a topic that you can just, crash to learn. But again, it's a process. You can learn it and have understanding, then you practice. I promised something last week, which I didn't fulfill. I'm very sorry. Let me take notes of that again. I said I'm going to do list of some of these tools that we use. So, for example, for process mapping, the most popular is Microsoft Visio. Why? Because it's a Microsoft product, right? But don't mind Microsoft. So, Lara, are you still raising up your hand? I guess, okay, thank you. So you can use different tools. In fact, some of them are very, 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 very easy to use, friendly, user-friendly than Microsoft Visio, but Microsoft Visio still remain the most popular. So if you learn how to use Microsoft Visio, good. Put it on your resume. If it is another one you learn how to use, please go ahead and put it on your resume. Add Microsoft Visio on your resume, because the same thing, the same way you are going to be doing it is the same way. We drag and drop and make sure you are aligning your drawing very well. But one most important thing is for you to be able to analyze the process. If you don't get how to analyze the process, you may miss out of it. I don't intend to share this one, but let me share it. I have a comprehensive note, but it's not something I can run in this class. It's basically for my private students, but yet I can't go through everything, but I will still just touch on them. Then we can dive into it properly. So it's like I said, it's a big topic on its own. It's not a 20 minutes, 30 minutes topic that you can learn under that time. So I will just touch on a few things. So sorry about that. I'm distracted. A process map visually shows the steps of the work, activity, and the people who are involved in carrying out each step. And this is what again we call like you are modeling your requirements. You know, we use process map to model requirements. We use a kind of mock-ups or wireframe also to model our requirements. After you document the requirements, you now model it. That is the design stage in software development. So this is just to like bring a visual pictorial picture or diagram of process. You know, everything is process. Cooking rice is process. Carrying out your tasks. In fact, I'm not sure there is any task we do in the office that is not a process. Withdrawing money from ATM is a process. Transferring money from your mobile app is a process. Signing in into an application and carry out transaction is a process. But this process, as a BA, it is your responsibility to know how to interpret those processes, you know, bring it out in a picture, as a PA or in a diagram, and how they connect each other. How does it flow? So it's very good for us to understand how to, first of all, interpret it, get to interpret this process. And we use different symbols. We have different types. We can't cover everything, but at least we touch on them briefly. So there are some elements we need to follow, like the tasks and activities, the system, the employees, the workflow, the data. All of these are involved when we are trying to come up with understanding a business process. Now we have a flowchart, basic flowchart. It looks like this, and you see each of these symbols, the kind of oval shape, the rectangle, the diamond, we call it decision. So the oval shape, we use it either for start or for stop. The rectangle, it's always the process. The diamond is a decision, either it's yes or no, and all of that. So I can't be going to when to use, how to use, and all of that. We have the high level process map. That is a bit complex, but still again, follow the process. Whatever they are doing, interpret it and draw it how it flows. This one is detailed process map. You might not be drawing something like this, but it's good for you to know. This one is cross-functional, whereby we use swim lane because it crosses from one team to another team, or one person to another person, or one department to another department. Again, interfacing with system, but we are trying to align everything and put it in a visual way, how that process flows. CPOC is very useful when you talk about process improvement. That one is very popular when you learn Lean Six Sigma. Now, yes, this is the area I want to jump to quickly. We have different symbols that we use. And these symbols, they mean the same thing. Irrespective of the type of software you are drawing, you want to use to draw it. We have this, and it's good to know them. You might not know everything of arts, but this one starts the process, the decision, the inputs and outputs, the documents. Even this display, I don't even remember it. The documents, the stored data, database, input, manual inputs. Yeah, swim lane. These two, they are called swim lane, either vertical or horizontal. They are swim lane. We have many more. So, but the most used one are these. This 1, 2, 3. People will use it a lot. Then again, you can use this input and output, the document, the database, and some places you also use swim lane. In recent time, I have seen a lot of interviews that they give people scenario to do. Okay, somebody is asking what is I was able to import from my local driver using free Confluence. Oh, awesome. Somebody said I was able to import. That's good. Thank you for that feedback. I don't know, maybe my own is I've used too many free, right? I don't know why they didn't give me that access, but thank you for the feedback. Process mapping popular tools. Yes, MSVCO, Draw.io, Glyphy, Lucidchart, Creately, so many of them, but Draw.io is free, Lucidchart is free, MSVCO is not free. Subscribe. Okay, so swim lane, it is just this because it's cross-functional, different team, they are part of, different people are part of the process. Are you showing us how to work with the MSVCO? I'm not showing MSVCO today. I will show Lucidchart today. There's somebody that's supposed to install MSVCO for me, but I think it's me. I haven't gotten the time to install it. All right. So these shapes and what they represent, I have it. I don't know if I have the time. I can carve out something from this slide and share with us. I hope I have the time so that at least for symbols and what to use them for, their names, the symbols, and the usage, I can put it there for us. Then let's just dive into something. Again, we have a BPMN and we have a UML. These two, at times, people don't get to understand it. And again, we confuse it with each other, but it's not that too difficult. I can say the system analysts, they use more of UML than the BPMN, but this is the full meaning. And we also have the differences there that we have with both of them. Okay, so I want us to draw something just to show us. Let me see if I can use this. So, from where did you get all this shape, Liz? Research. And you will see them now. In fact, all of these tools, they do have them, it's there already. Some of them, when you move your mouse, you will see the name. Many of us might know Lucidchart. I think I've used this place before, and I want to show something for that people can, the way you will start with it. Lucidchart. So Like I said, we also have Glyphy. Glyphy also can do the same thing. Draw.io. That is Draw.io. This is Microsoft Visio, Creately, Smart Draw, yes. Smart Draw, Glyphy, all of them. You can use them for this purpose. So if you search for Lucidchart and you click on this, it will also give you a page like this. And again, they have the free and they also have the one you need to subscribe, but go for free, right? I don't know, maybe I have accounts already with them. Okay, I do have accounts and probably maybe I've exhausted my accounts. You see the price, $7.95 per month per person. If you're doing team, you pay $27 per month per person. And if you are doing yearly, I think so it goes with $9, right? Okay. So for me, I want a free one. I hope they still give me that opportunity to do the free one. I'm not sure. Don't do this to me. Okay. Okay. So again, it also have a different templates. You can search for templates, whatever you want to do, but I'll advise you can just draw what you want to do by yourself, come up with what you want. Click on new and start diagramming. So if you follow that step, when you sign, you just need to understand this. Okay, I can do control to show how this one works. It's this. Sorry. Sulaiman said what? I can give you the control system to show how Visio works. I don't get that. Okay, that you can give me the control to show how Visio works. Okay. It's simply almost the same thing, but because time is already not on our side, but let's go on quickly. I will show us this. The first thing is you understand the process. The process is either you interview to get to know about the process, or you job shadow. Those are the techniques for you, because it's kind of like a requirement, right? Because you want to model your requirements. So when you job shadow or you interview, you are going to take notes. That note taking, it's very key for you to put it rightly, then able to put it on the diagram, draw it. The shapes, like I said, this thing all have all of these banner, you can change the word, you can change how you want the lettering to be, the font size, the font name, font type, bold, everything. We know this. If you want to color, fill color, line color, style, and everything like that. You have file. When you finish your drawing, if you want to duplicate this, you want to save it, because you can also download Lucidchart, I think. Yeah. Move to trash, convert to templates, import, export. You can import from all these other tools. You see, you can import from Visio, from OmniGraffle. I've never used that. Glyphy or Draw.io. You can import data. This is the one I want to show. When you finish drawing, you can export and use any of these to export it, depending on what what you are working on. PDF is the most popular one, or PNG. So depending on whichever you work on, you can do that export. The edit is there, select, view, insert, if you want to insert, arrange, share, bring in other people in. Again, you can also share this and work collaboratively with your team member, bringing other people on the same board and work with you. You can create more than one page. This is page 1, just like Excel. Click plus page 2, click plus page 3. It all depends. So, one good thing with Lucidchart is when you come, I think Draw.io also have the same thing. When you hover your mouse over any of this shape, it will tell you. You see process, decision, terminator, predefined, process, documents, database, data, preparation, manual inputs, multiple documents, hard disk. So different ones. And it's not compulsory you use everything. Then this one is swim lane, both vertical and horizontal. And how do you use this? Click on it, click and drag. Click and drag. That's why I advise that it's good you use external mouse. If you are using your laptop mouse, you might be finding it difficult. You might be finding it difficult to do this drawing, except you are a pro. But if you use external mouse, either wireless or wireful, either wired one or wireless, it will be very easy for you to use. Okay, let me just do, I think I used to have one kind of a story. Okay. So, first of all, if you want to draw a process map, after interviewing or you drop shadow or is data analysis you performed, you need to highlight the steps. Who are the users, which you can also call them the actors? When you know them, you can simplify everything like this. Again, you may have more than one. It may be between departments. At times, system might also be involved. So you have to take note of whatever and whosoever that is involved in that process. Just for introduction, I find this one useful and I like to use it as an example. So, and this is a movie ticket. A customer will ask for ticket for the movie show. The staff will check the system for availability. The staff will inform the customer. The staff will show the available one. The customer will select the seat. The staff will confirm the seat and inform the amount. The customer makes payments. The staff prints the tickets and hand it over to the customer, and customer receives the movie ticket. It's a process of buying movie tickets, which this was like an in-person physical one. And it's a current state process, which they require a future state because they want to improve on this particular process. So if you are going to draw this, you have to have it in mind, the flow. Now, according to this example now, we have two actors, the customer and the staff. So we want to use what? Swim lane. And that means our swim lane is going to be just two column. Where do I put it? Okay. So we can come up with this. Like I said, you click and drag and drop. Click, drag and drop. So swim lanes, you have it here. In Lucidchart, when you drag your swim lane out, there's going to be this panel pane that will open up, and this gives you the opportunity to increase or decrease. Now I click 4, we have 4. In case if you want to use more than 2, but if you want to decrease it, you can decrease it because you want to use just 2. Again, you can change the orientation from vertical to horizontal or horizontal to vertical. It is here, you can do that, you can do that. Same thing goes with the text you have in here. If you want to change it, you can also do the same thing here. You can change the color of the header. Okay, so you want it to be, sorry, I'm supposed to select the two. If you want to change the color, let's give it like that. Again, you want to give the lane color. It's not compulsory, but if you like to play with, things like that, you can do it. Okay, Ken Francis, please, you have the mic.
So thank you for the opportunity. So I've been involved with like kind of interview process. So they asked me to use flowcharts, and I think I used the swim lane. So what's the major difference? Because when I did it, I'm a Salesforce consultant, so I'm used to kind of swim lane is faster for me. So what was the major difference? Because I think that kind of killed our interview process.
Okay. So for flowcharts, at times, it may not be particular to different departments. It may just be the flow of that process from beginning to the end, how it's coming from A to B, or from this department or system, how it will connect to this other one. But what makes swim lane distinct is that it's focused majorly with the number of departments that you might need to touch that are involved directly in it. For example, now, if I said we should if we were to develop a flow chart for this website now, to log into website and make order for a product, I'm not sure swim lane will flow. Rather, it's going to be a flow chart, because from the login to how you select the product, you add the product to cart, you check out, use your credit card and check out. It's going to be flow charts, because you are not really interacting with one or two other system or departments. But if it's something that we have to go from 1, 2, 3, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again from different system to system or teams to team, yeah, swim lane would be very, very good for that. So that makes it, different interaction coming from one department or one system or one person to another one. Swim lane make it very, very, very easy for us. But if it is just something that is go straight, like that of a login and making purchase online, it's a kind of a process. You're just moving straight on that flow, just flowing like that. So you use a flow chart. I actually work with one of our alumni, and as God will have it, got the job. It's actually on process flow. They gave the process flow, and what they did was they just asked them they should use BPMN. That was what they just said. They should do a BPMN diagram. And when I saw it, I told him we are going to use swim lane because it involves different departments, from the customer to the customer service representative, to the technical team, and also to the admin. And we can't just put that one, we cannot say a flow chart, because it involves different departments that interact with them at every point in time. But if it's something that is just a straight, and again, like I said, it's not just only the interaction with different departments. If it's involved different systems, yeah, you can use swim lane. But if it is just one flow, I think just move it with that flow. It's close with a basic flow chart. So I think, is that understood? Anyone again may want to give another example or insights? Okay, somebody says swim lane make it easier for your stakeholder to understand the process. Your actors are in different lane. Yeah, we use swim lane when we have more than one interaction in the process. You are correct. Yeah, is flowchart another drawing tool? No, it's one of the diagrams. Flowchart is one of the diagrams. One of the diagrams. You can use flowchart, you can use swim lane. We have a context diagram, so many different types. I have some in this my notes, but like I said, this is too detailed and it's not something we can just learn under 10, 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, Ken Francis, please go ahead, sir.
So, sir, sorry, I'm dragging you too much. I think a lot of people are getting confused. Maybe if we can dedicate next class or something like tomorrow, maybe for us to circle back, because people don't understand this as techniques. They are confused between swim lane, flow lane, and confusing with something like wireframes and all this stuff. I think some people are confused. So what you're doing is confusing a lot of people. That's what I'm seeing right now from the complaint and some questions.
Okay, yeah. Somebody dropped something on the WhatsApp this morning, right? That if he or she found it on LinkedIn, and I check it, I said, like, yeah, good. That's it's a good one. But if somebody did not know the difference between a tool, a diagramming tool, and flowchart, yeah, I understand the person might be new to this domain, which there is nothing wrong in it. We all started learning from somewhere. The tool, like we mentioned, they are the things that help us, aid us to do this thing. Before, they use hands to draw all of these things, but with help of technology, we use system now. So this diagram, we have different types. I'm sorry for that, because I said because of time, can't go through all the types. And flowchart is one of them. Flowchart is one of them. We have a swim lane diagram. We have high-level process map. We have a context diagram. There is what do we call this one for data? I've forgotten. There is another one we use, especially when your project or your process has to do with data. I've forgotten. So we have them, different types. So there are types of the diagram we use. But like the question Ken Francis asks is that, when will you use this? When to use a particular diagram, or why? How do you think that this diagram, this should be, or how do you identify that this is the type of diagram I should use when I'm doing drawing a process mapping? So that is what I was trying to explain. Like if you are doing a swim lane is very good, because when you are interacting between, the interaction between different departments or system or people, which we call them actors, or some places may call it users. Yeah, it helps to understand. But if it is just like a direct kind of flow in that process, we use a flow chart. We have activities diagram, we have context diagram, so many. But those ones, they are more kind of a bit complex. And that's why I said a one-day class cannot take us into all of these, but the simple and the basic one we can understand. Process, everything is process. If you want to cook rice, jollof rice is process. You put this, you had this, you put that one, you had that one, it's a process. The same way I've used withdrawing from MTN, ordering from online, they are all process. The same way things go for what you are doing in your office. Somebody says confused, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Entity relationship diagram. Yeah, that is the one I want to remember for data. So we use different types. Does Confluence or any of the other drawing tools has all this functionality? No. Confluence, you don't use Confluence for drawing, for diagram. You use it for documentation. We use it for documentation. The same thing you can use Microsoft Word for. You can use your Google Doc for. You can use Confluence for documentation, and it helps us to collaborate because it is cloud-based. Process map tools, wireframe tools. Wireframe tools, see, one thing again I want us to know, when it comes to tools, most of these tools now they've increased their capability. You can use them to do so many other things that they were not known for before. I have discovered that Mural, you can use Mural also to do process map. You can do Mural to do process map. Yeah, it may look like too many information. Yeah. I understand and I totally understand, but it is what it is, and it is something we need to learn. If you want to really understand this very well, it goes beyond just 2 hours per week. Like my own training, we do 4 hours per week, but at times we have additional, JARAs that we have to put up to meet up. And again, we go beyond 12 weeks just to make sure that we are on track of the game. But remember, this one is extra time I'm giving out. I've had classes this morning before this time. So this is like extra hours I'm giving out, like a giving back to community. But the truth of the matter is this: we have a lot of things to learn, but you might not need to know everything, but we don't know where you are going to land your job. We don't know which company will call you for interview. And that's why we're trying to learn some of these things. So many things. Somebody is talking about Tableau. Don't take us again to somewhere else. If we begin to talk about Power BI, Tableau, you are taking us to another level entirely. But those are more of a data analytics, right? But don't worry, don't take your head there. Learn Excel. If you're going to be a data analyst, then you can go and learn all those other ones. I learned them, and now I don't know how to use them, because I think the last time I laid my hands on them was about 4 years ago, because I don't have anything doing with them. All right. So please, I understand, but let's just take it easy. I hope and I pray that I will have the time to put up something together, kind of like a slide, which I can share with us. I really wish to. Most of the time, I don't have the time. If you know my timing, you will pity me. But I will try, I will see. If some of you see when I drop things on the WhatsApp, if you are living in Winnipeg, I'm living in Winnipeg, and if you check that time, these are hot hours. I should be sleeping. 1 p.m., 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. I will still be up and working. And I'm working. I'm doing full-time job with side gigs, So, but I will try. God will help me. Don't let me promise, but I will try. I will try. So let's quickly just see how we can lay, dirty our hands a bit on this. And let me give you one hint. The person I said did a kind of interview for this, he got the job. In fact, they were rushing us for everything. And I believe, apart from the nice diagram and the presentation, there was something we did. They gave them the scenario of current states, and they didn't ask them to do anything about future states. But I told him they are not going to hire you to do what they know. They want to hire you to solve problems. So go one step ahead of others by providing the future states. Suggest solution for them, how they can lean this process. The first diagram we draw was 4 lanes. But when we are suggesting the future state, we dropped it to 3 lanes. I would have loved to show it, but no, because we put the name of that company on it, and we're recording this, and I don't want it to be out there. And after the interview, that day they requested for that slide. I think, was it the second day, this following day, they called me for reference check. And I'm talking, mouth-watering offer. Mouth-watering offer. So please, in case if you have that kind of interview, they give you a scenario that is current state, don't just go work only on that. Take a step further to provide solution. Tell them about the future state. Okay, so I will quickly dive into this. With our time, I actually want us to also brainstorm in our different group, and but I don't know if you can still meet up, because I would like to shut down by 12:30. Oh, somebody's sending me directs. I can't read it now, but I will try and just keep your email address. I don't know what you want, but let me put, first of all, put your email somewhere. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So let's quickly see if we want to work on this scenario. Where do I have that guy? So I'll keep this one on the other side, my second screen. Then the drawing, we will all be looking at the drawing. You know, this topic, people pay as much as 400, 500 to learn process map. I knew somebody in Toronto, I think she collected, our one is even cheaper though, US dollar, like, is it like 300 she collects or 280, something like that. And you pay tax. So she takes time to teach. Yeah. So we have two actors, which we have the customer and the staff. So let's name this one as our customer. So you see the way I double click on it, the same thing if you are using Visio. But one thing I have seen with Lucidchart is very, very easy to use. I'm telling you, even easier than draw.io. Same thing, Glyphy is also easy to use. Creately is also wonderful. Then the second actor is the movie staff. Theater, what do you call it? Let's just say the staff. And the process is going to start from this customer. So this terminator, which is our start. So you double click on what you have in it, put start. One beautiful thing with Lucidchart, I think Visio is also doing the same thing. Now you can just draw without you going to look for this flow. It will just show you, it depends on how you want to go about it. So you just go with that. Once you click on it, you will see this round red stuff. Just drag it. And as soon as you remove your hand, it will bring all these things there. The next thing is the process. So what was the first thing? We asked for movie tickets. And asking who? The staff. Look it. And the staff will do what? I'm reading, check on the system for availability. So check the system. Now, when you see things like these, check the system for availability. Something that kind of like giving options. The next thing is what? Can somebody drop it in the chat? Like you have option. Is it available or not available? Will he accept it or reject it? What do you think the next flow? God bless you. God bless you. It is the decision. And this is what we use, decision. Decision. So most of the time when you're writing anything inside this, put question mark or whatever. So this one is tickets available. So we have either yes or no. If it is yes, we go to the next stage, which is going to be another process. So let me read what we have here. Shows the available. Inform the customer to get are not available. Shows the customer on the screen for customer selection. So we have that two options. So if it is available, it's going to show the customer the available seat option. Shows the available seats options. But if it is not available, this one also should inform the customer. Customer It's not. Sorry, I didn't plan this well, so I need to shift this a bit. I'm selecting all of these, and I press down Control, and I'm using my mouse to select all of them because, oh, I missed it. Because I want to move everything at the same time. Okay. Like this, I want to give color green and red to yes and no. Okay. So then the customer, next thing, let's come here. Customer, we select seats. And when it selects seats, we confirm the seats and until confirm the seat and shows the price. Let's just use it that way. Sorry. So customer will pay. Customer make payments. And the staff will do what? We will print the tickets and give to the customer. Customer. So the customer receives the tickets. And that will be the end. And increase this. However, when they inform the customer that there is no tickets, that ends that process there as well. So you can also bring it here. Although some people may like to just draw another terminator here and put end, whichever way that works for you. It's just to show that the process ends when they say there is no ticket. But if you don't want to have end here and there and there, yeah, you can do something like this. This is a kind of a current state which they want to improve on. Oh, no option supposed to go back to the customer lane. Yeah. No option, yeah. It will go when they inform the customer, it comes back as end. That's what I want to do here. But you see some people place it depending on how they want to work with it. Okay, so there are some things we can do with this in case you want to give it add colors. You just click on it and come here and you can fill it with, depending on the color you want. This is totally up to you. If they want it like that, and if you want it to be the same white, there is nothing wrong with it at all. But if you want to make it look, maybe you like graphics, yeah, you can do something like that. I'm not sure there is any color assigned for any process. It is just what you like. So basically, the most important thing for us is to understand the process and able to interpret it. And that will give us a better understanding. You can actually increase the size of this. If you click on it, you come here. Sorry, size is here, points. You see, it's thicker. So in case if you don't like the tiny one you have there. And when you finish, you come to File, Export. If you want to export it as PDF, click on this. If it is JPEG, anyone, PNF or PDF, very popular because you can put it on your documents you are working on. You can import it. If you want to import it, you can import it as PDF or JPEG, depending on what you want to work with. So if I want to invite anybody to also work on this, I can put your comma here. As much as the system allowed, I will put it here. And but now let's just say maybe later. So this is how it's going to look like. And if you want to crop it, maybe you want to do snip, you just snip it. So we have it PDF, and you just click on download, and it will download here, and I can open it. Hold on. It will open when it's done. Yeah, and here we have it. And this one you can put it on any document you want to put it. If you, like I said, you want to take a snip of it, maybe you don't want to use all those whites background, you come here, pick it, and you place it on your, press that documents. Okay, okay, just you got it here. You got it. And if you save it as JPEG, you can pick it again. But this one as PDF is just going to appear as PDF. But if it is JPEG, it will appear like this, because JPEG is always a picture. All right. Okay. So let me open the floor for as many people that want to contribute to today's class. Although I wanted us to have a breakout room, but I think what I planned for is too big for the time that I allocated for today. But I hope we gain something. Yeah, the hand button, yeah, most of the time we use it for red. But like I said, any color you like, you can use it. Okay, so Ken Francis, you have the mic, please. We like your contribution to today's class. Everyone would like to hear from you. All right, go ahead.
So, Mr. Banga, thank you for the free class, which we appreciate, and your time. So my own contribution is, I think if you watch, a lot of people are kind of quiet today because some people are thinking what's going on. But for some of us that have witnessed this one way or the other, it might make sense. So I will ask if anyone, instead of now putting it all out to you, someone like Suleiman, if I will see, if he has time, he can maybe come to the WhatsApp group and say, okay, tomorrow I'm giving my 1 hour. So who is interested will now tag along. Because if you watch, the class is so quiet, a lot of people don't know what's going there, just here sitting.
Yeah.
So, and like someone that asked if you can break down, because I know some of these tools and techniques. That's why if you watch, I was laughing because someone that brought Tableau is what we use mostly for CRM reports and dashboard. Yeah. So all these people are getting confused, and when people start losing here, they might not understand the further class is coming.
Yes.
So that's my own contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, I don't want us to put too many of these tools on our head. Like when somebody is mentioning Tableau, I know a lot of tools are out there. People will tell you, come and learn this, come and learn that. Yeah, but I think it's very important for us to learn the basic ones we need as a business analyst. But let me just chip in. Like my training, we run training for BA, we run training for data analysts, we run for software testers. We also do Scrum / project manager, that one is coming up newly. What I've seen with some people, after they finish the BA training, they will go to data class again, and they will end up working as a BA. And they might not be using that tool, but it's good if you know it. Yeah, no problem. It's good if you know it. That's awesome. But don't carry too many on your head now. I'm telling you, BA is not that too hard, but it's something that you need to give yourself time, understand the process. Then you will now begin to leverage that on the system, how you use the tools, Bolanle, thank you. I will still talk on that. Let's allow Olaoluwa. Please go ahead. Olaoluwa, unmute yourself.
Oh, thank you very much, everyone. And thank you so much, Mr. Benga. I appreciate this opportunity. So my question is, where I got confused was where you started talking about the functionality of some of the tools. So I was expecting that you will list at least the entry for an entry level person like me, or for some of us that are on this call.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, Lucidchart for drawing, and then Draw-Hi-Ho.
Yeah.
And we have MS Visio for mapping. So I was expecting that you please give us a list, like you promised last week. You give us a list of some of these tools and what they are used for, so we can pick one or two that we can master now. As we move on, then we can learn more. So okay. Then when you are talking about Lucidchart, is it that when we use, when we have a document we want to present, and then the requirement is for us to use swim lane or flow chart, we have all those functionality installed on any of these tools, right? Then we can decide to pick anyone that we want to use to suit our document that we want to present, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so I understand that very well, and maybe that's why Francis was laughing at some of us novice. So, so I think it's just good that we have this on this list of tools, so we know what they are used for. Then we pick one or two that we can, like Sulaiman advised last week, that we should just take it one step at a time. Like you have also said, we can take 1, 2 today and master it and then move to something else. That's what I think will work for us. So when you have the time, anytime, sir, just please list the tools we have and then what they do. And then like the flow chart you talk about today, I mean, in your document that you were teaching us from today, if you can send it to us as well, it will help so that we understand what those processes, what those flow charts, I mean, the circle, the triangle, the trapezium, all those things, what they are used for and stuff like that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm taking notes. I'm even trying to see how many I can put together now. Okay, Sulaiman, you have the floor.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Just like this speaker just said now, about all these tools, it's good you know them again, but you don't have to, I don't think it's something you want to especially want to set out that you want to know. If you are training as a BA, you would learn them. They are very good, they are very important, but what is more important is you learning the knowledge of the BA itself. Like in my own organization now, where I'm working, right? I made them using Visio, but they are moving to something else which I've never even seen or even heard of. Yes, I've never even had. I've spoken to a lot of my friends. Nobody has ever. The tool is from Germany. Nobody has ever seen it before. But that's what the organization says they want to use. Then you see this swim lane. I can assure you, if you work on it in say 1 hour or 2 hours, you know it's not a big deal at all. Don't look as if, don't sweat because of it. It is very, very simple. And before your swim lane even has a value, you have to understand the process first. That is what is important. Then, like he was saying about his one of the students that got a job, Imagine if we are, you and I now, or two people are submitting their document for interview. You ask them to come up with a process map, and you have about 3 people in the process. You can draw it as you can draw it without using Swimlane. You can say this, it goes like that. But if I go there, I draw my own with Swimlane, my own is going to be more clear to the person that is going to look it. I am most likely going to get the job over the person that if we are tied, if both of us are tied on other things, and you presented just a single process flow and I present a Swimlane, I am definitely going to get the job. Okay, so I don't want us to carry this tool thing. Don't let us hype it. It is good we know it. And if you know anything, if you don't use it, you are going to forget it. That is the truth. It is the truth. But generally, BA is almost everywhere now. My advice, it will always be good to add something to it. But at least you have to start from the basis. So if anybody is available and you want to have a session with Swimlane, we can arrange. I can spare probably 1 hour or 2 and just do it. I'll teach you the little I know about it, and then we'll be fine. But the most important thing is to get the knowledge. Get the knowledge. That is the most important thing. Don't sweat because of tools that you use, and of course you have to know them, but it is not what should ordinarily make you sweat unnecessarily. That's my contribution.
Thank you, Sulaiman. Thank you, Sulaiman. Kingsley, you have the mic. Ololuwa, you've spoken, right? So you can bring down your hand. Kingsley, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, as the case may be, from wherever you are. Brother Benga, I really want to say a very big thank you. What you are doing is what people are actually making fortune from, but you are giving it as a platter to us. And we really do appreciate it, okay? The truth is, just like one of my lecturers would say, nobody is stupid, or nothing is too difficult except when you don't learn it. By the time you learn it, it becomes very easy. For instance, even Suleiman that has spoken very well, I know that maybe at the time Suleiman didn't know what any of this were, but now because he has practiced into it,
including myself.
Exactly.
Including myself.
I believe I believe in the next maybe 6 months, 1 year, most of us that are novices here or novices will actually be expert and probably rendering 1 or 2 assistants to here and there to people. But just like Mr. Ken was laughing at us earlier, as my brother would say, we that are the novice. The truth is, I think the confusion for me is we need to understand what are these tools. And just like, okay, let me put it in a layman's term. A carpenter is known from Africa, is known to use nail, hammer, and saw, right? A welder is known to use a welding machine and all that. A welder cannot use what carpenter is using to do woodwork. I don't know if you understand where I'm going to. So we need to understand the difference between the tools, techniques, and whatever it is that's bringing that we're supposed to use the tools from. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. If you're able to break it down for us that way, I think it will be easier. Then just like Suleiman said, you can just, okay, on any particular scenario or environment, you say, okay, this is a particular thing you can use. Practice on that one, leverage on it. When you are done with it, you can now move on to the next one or anything you want to learn on that particular, practice. Then maybe I know there are some of these tools that actually are interwoven. You can use some here, you can use some there, you know. You will now know, okay, which one is best used in what field or in what environment. I think it will really help us a lot. It's just to clarify the difference between the tools we are using here and what is bringing the tools in. Maybe technique or something.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Like I said, I'm even trying to just write out some of these tools and let's see what we can come up with. Okay. Palm down, please. You have the mic.
Hey, thank you, Benga, for this class. Yeah, just a quick one. The other guy was saying Lucidchart, use it to draw, and then MS Visio, use it for process mapping. Are both of them the 2 tools not for process mapping? Because what you just did class now, what you just displayed was process mapping. right? The start, the process, the end, the decision. So is Visio for process mapping, then is Lucidchart for process mapping too? Thank you.
Thank you. Very straightforward question. If you look at the screen now, if you, the same thing, Lucidchart and Visio, I put Vision, sorry. Visio, you can use them both for mapping and both for diagramming. And when we're talking about this diagramming, it's process mapping diagram. Like I said, I have seen some of them now with different capabilities. I think Lucidchart can even help you with a wireframe. However, what we're talking about now, it doesn't even have anything to do with wireframe. What we're talking about now is basic process mapping. And these tools that we call diagramming or mapping tools, they can do the same thing. You can use them to draw, when it even comes to, what is it called? Use case diagram, yes, because it is just a simple, that skeleton we normally draw with boxes and all of that, which you can find here, something I didn't even mention. You can click and type, just type a man. You can come up with, sorry, you can find different stuff in this place. So which you can use for all of these things. Like, but when it comes to talking about process mapping, like it's different from a diagramming. No. It's when we talk about diagramming, process mapping, which type of diagram you want to do. So don't confuse, don't get it twisted. Don't mix it up. It's still the same thing we're talking about. What's this thing giving me now? I should have that image. Okay, should be here. You know, you can use this one like when you want to draw a man, you know, interacting with system and whatever how you want to put it, you can get it from here as well. So this can do the work. The Visio can do the same thing. They are not meant for other diagramming, like other drawing, like a wireframe. No, except if you are an expert. Yes, you can use them. But other tools for wireframe, they are kind of like a we have some predefined designs, like Figma. I don't want to mention tools so that I don't get too confused. You know, you want to draw a wireframe for iPhone 13. You already have that template on those tools. For Windows, you have it. For websites, you have it. It's already there. But if you want to use this one to do that, it will take you a lot of time because it's like a starting, you know, you have to be the one drawing everything by yourself. So I don't want us to get all these tools. I don't want us to get confused about it. I will try as much as possible, list some of them that I can remember. Like I don't even know everything. And like somebody said, you can't know everything. Sulaiman just told us that his company, they are using this thing now, which he has never heard of. That's it. But I'm telling you, once they bring that and they install it, he will use it because he already knows how to do process mapping. He can do all this diagramming already. And that is what you need. Understand the process. What is the flow? Identify the actors and the flow. When you understand it, you can be playing around with this till your hand is very strong. You have a grip on this thing, how you can draw them, put them, you know. It looks so simple and very straight now as I'm working on it. Go and try it. You will see where your arrow will be going up and down. But that's why I use simple example, you know, something simple to just show us example. Omolara, you have the floor. Lara, you have the floor. Sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone again.
Good afternoon.
So I wanted to touch on a couple of things. I think the most important thing is understanding what you have to do. And then you can map the tool that you should use. So don't, it's just a sound of encouragement. Don't get bogged down with, oh, because you see some resumes where you see, oh, I know how to use Balsamiq, I know how to use this, I know how to use that. The easiest thing any one of us can do today is, after this class, maybe later on in the evening, open the Lucidchart, click on a swim lane, and draw a simple process of how to maybe walk your child to school or cook rice, or like just test the simplest basic things that you do not even consciously think of as processes, and try to map it out. Once you are able to do that, you can then maybe shift the pedal a little bit to a bit more complex processes. Almost everything, I dare say, almost everything that requires a start and stop has a process in between. Yeah. And it can be done. That's on one part. A lot of times, we realized, or I've seen that a lot of people amplify the noise around the tools more than actually the work. In the workplace, most of the time, your stakeholders want to know that you understand what they are doing or what they are trying to achieve. And based on that, you are able to document their needs. Also remember, I believe that Mr. Shubandi spoke about this in the first class. In my view, the BA is like the middleman. You get the requirements from the users of the tools, or however you elicit for the requirements or gather the requirements, and you are breaking it down for the developers to pick up and run with. So however you write your documentation is very critical to the development work that will be done. So these tools, all these tools, Jira as a collaboration tool, Confluence as a collaboration tool, Visio, Lucidchart, Draw.io are just ways that will help you communicate clearly, or show the business that you are able to communicate clearly what they want to the development team, so they can pick it up and map it out or build it, as the case may be. So just a sound of encouragement, don't get overwhelmed. It could be overwhelming. The other thing is that even the people that are experienced on the call, we are all learning new things. There is new technology every day coming out. But the thing is, once you understand the basics, once you are able to pull a connector tool on a connector on a tool and link two diagrams together, I can tell you within an hour, 2 hours, you sit down with it, you'll figure it out. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Malara. Yeah, that's just one thing. Please don't be discouraged. Don't look at it that this thing is just too much. No. You are, like I said, this thing, you can't know it just like this. Even if I trained you one-on-one, you need to do more. And that's why it's good when you have a kind of opportunity to do assignments. It's very good. Do it so that you get feedback. But in Hall, you can't know all these tools. But if you understand the process, practice one of these tools, it will help you. I have seen when people be asking for different tools. No. Just take it one by one. Take it one by one. If you can use Microsoft Word, that's why if you come to me and tell me that you want to be a BA, my first question, can you use computer? You can browse on internet and you can use Microsoft Word. You might not be able to use Excel, but you can learn it. I was using Excel right from Nigeria, but when I came here, if you see the way they are using it, I learned it. My current stakeholder, my first project with them, no, that was my second project with them. Do you know that I learned macro by myself? I never use macro, but when there is need, consultants, They don't want to know story. I learned it. And I went back the following day, do the magic. I didn't sleep till daybreak. I was on it. And I went the following day, I did the magic. It doesn't come easy. However, their internal staff, I'm training one now. She didn't even know how to use Excel, but it's their staff. It's their staff. They didn't hire her as a consultant. So there's no problem. I am there, so I'm teaching her. So learn it. It doesn't mean that when you don't know it, they will kill you. My project manager doesn't know how to use Mura or Miro. I taught her. So it's not that you must know everything. It's good you know it. It's good you have understanding of the process. That is very key. Like I said, if I teach that theory in my slide, we will just be finishing now, if at all. If at all, we'll just be rounding up. But I can't go through all of that. I just want to touch on this thing and let us have an understanding. Kingsley, have you spoken before? Have you talked before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what about Nathan? Nathan, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Benga. I just want, on behalf of everybody, I just want to say thank you so much. It's a whole lot that we're learning. We can, a lot of things that we learning from here. We can like we're getting on the platter of gold. A lot of people charge for this, but we're getting it for free. And one thing that is very important on our own part is to do something. It's not like everything is going to be presented to us, like everything. So we should do our own research to do our own findings too. And if there's any area of clarification, we can come on the platform and ask for clarification. But I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody, and for Lara, for Francis, for Suleiman, every other person that volunteer. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I also want to appreciate everybody taking our time out there to also attend this. We are impacting knowledge and helping ourselves. My joy has always been seeing, especially those of us in diaspora, Black professionals being successful at work. In my place of work, once they hire any Nigerian, in fact, once you are Black, I will be the first person to reach out to you. I don't want to know how you get a job. What I'm after is you must be successful. So I reach out, please, if you have any issue, reach out to me. And we are doing very well. I am telling you, I don't know how much about US, but in Canada here, when it comes to business analysis, project management, Scrum, it is we, Ninja. They've tagged us like all of you are business analysts in Nigeria. Yes. And they keep on hiring us. My company in Winnipeg office, I think we should have about, if not 60 to 70% Nigerians as our BA in the departments. And that's a thing of joy for me. So if we can do it, I'm telling you, you can do it. It may take you time, but your dedication, your discipline and determination will get you there. When you see those people that make noise on social media, you don't need to know anything. Just come with your communication skill and learn how to earn 6 figures. It's not always like that. You know, your communication skill is very good, but you must be able to tell them what you can do, the value you are bringing to the team, and that will help you. So don't be discouraged. Don't get it twisted. I think I have about, you know what I'm going to do? The one I have now, I will share it on the WhatsApp link group. The tools I mentioned here, please, if you know any other tools, you can add to it. Let's just, let's coordinate it in such a way that it's not going to be, we will not miss out of the main thing. And again, maybe by tomorrow, I cannot compile other ones, put it in a document and place it on our Google Drive where everyone can access it. But like now, I have a diagramming stroke mapping tools, documentation tools, project management tools, testing and bug tracking tools. I think I need to do the one for wireframe and mockups tools. I will add that one. Then I will place it, any other thing that anybody knows again, please, we will put all of them there. Yeah, I will put the template of a BRD as well there. But you know one thing, after this class, I'll first of all go and sleep. So when I wake up, I will continue doing that. I hardly sleep much at night, but again, it is what it is. And I appreciate everyone. The video, I will also drop it on the Google link. I'll also put it on our YouTube in case if you are finding it difficult to get on the Google link, but Google Drive, but it will be on our YouTube as well. You can watch it, subscribe to our YouTube. My goal going forward is like doing classes like this that can just be brief, like this process mapping. Now I can break it into like 3 parts, like 30 minutes to do something like that, and put it on the YouTube, which we can have access to it, and will also be something that we can benefit for. So thank you everyone, and have a wonderful, please, let's continue the assignments. I would like us to work on that, please, because we have to do a process map there, the current state and the future state. I'm going to drop the current state process. I will drop it along the line. So you do the process map. I want to see that diagram. That's drawing that connects how they are processing their sales already. Then the future states. How we want the process to be on the website that we are proposing. And again, I would like to know the functional requirements, because it is from there, it will help us when we are moving to learn Scrum, so that I will be able to talk about features. Some places we just only use Epic, while some places we use Epic, features, then the user stories, the acceptance criteria, and tags. Tags basically are created by a software developer. So then we move into Jira, because we're able to transfer all those things to Jira. It will not be theory. We will see it. We will see it. Again, I will not be able to bring everybody on board, but if we can see some people that are ready, yeah, we can bring them on the Jira board, and you continue to work with your tasks, and let's see how we can go from there. So thank you once again. Thank you for your cooperation, for contribution, and for learning. Thanks and thanks and thanks. Don't give up until you win. You can do it. If we're doing it, you too, you can do it. Enjoy the rest of the day or evening, whatever it might be. God bless you.